This week, Ian cleans up the dock for our moat. My papa and I try an experiment with the bathroom tile, and we add some protection for our little cypress trees.
So this week, Daphne flew back with her dad and Sabrina for a little trip to California, meaning it's just me and Archaea here. So it's just me here, and looks like I'm gonna have to try to train Archaea to work the camera, if that's a thing. The goal for today is to clean up this corner of the moat. Now, this is normally where we dock our boat, but we haven't been able to do that because it's completely overgrown, and the Sphinx, which is one of my favorite features of the chateau, is already growing ivy on top of it. And I cleaned off a mountain of ivy last year, so that stuff is fast. But I'm excited because this is kind of the first little step in cleaning out the whole moat. I'm ordering some rock climbing gear, and Francis is gonna help me get set up for that. Not this week though. I don't know how much more surgical I can get with this chainsaw. It is spiraling up the bar. Now it just looks like a rotisserie chicken. What do you think, Archaea? Is that better? It looks like there used to be a little gate here. And what's really cool is I found a few old nails in the wood, and that's kind of fun. But I don't know, I think it could be a good summer project to build a new gate. And unfortunately, this is all dirt under here. I dug down a little bit to see if there was cobblestone, but it's not. So maybe further down the road, we can actually add some stone here to prevent it growing anymore. But yeah, I think it looks much better. As you can tell, the trees are still in the fence. So if you have any tips on how to get those out of there, I would appreciate it. We're going to have to add more fencing into this wall because Archaea will jump right over and then just run into town. So we don't want that, actually, believe it or not. Yeah. I'm also realizing that even though Daphne's not here this week, I am the one editing this, so I can use the magic of editing. Isn't that right, Daphne? Yeah. There was one little thing that we tried filming the day before Daphne flew back, and that was a little experiment on the travertine for the bathroom tile. And we wanted to test out the resin. Patience, please. We wanted to test out the resin on the travertine to see if we could get creative with that. But didn't work as well as we thought. And mainly that was because we didn't have very warm weather. But I'll play that now.
So today we're trying something. We are going to be filling the holes in the travertine that we purchased with some resin and some flower petals, and we're gonna see if that works as a more aesthetically pleasing filling for the holes that are present in the travertine.
And so you can do several things with it. First of all, like this tile also has a broken corner, so you can fix the broken corner, make it stick back together, and that hole you could fill in with resin.
Okay. Well, you know, this is our tester piece, so let's try a few different things out and take it from there. So we're gonna use this Vaseline to ensure that the resin will release from the surface that we're doing this on. I don't know if this is what you meant by that, but
That's good.
yeah. The ideas that we've had so far are to color the resin, a slight amber color or a green color to go with the tiles, and then to put flower petals in some of the larger holes. Keep turning it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Oh, for 5 minutes, okay.
So the main purpose for this is to try to tear this corner back,
All right.
which again, even if we now trip a little bit on this material, you can take a sanding paper later and get that off.
Okay.
So this piece definitely will need some polishing after.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. With the color.
Yeah, and when it dries, you will see this in there. Now, if I have sand, I can put sand down. It gives you a very unique background that looks just like the tile.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna keep the resin in place, and it's gonna give you, when you look, when you don't use anything else in it, you won't see the sunset, the bonding material that you're gonna put on the wall, looking through. Now, if you fill all the holes with the resin, and the resin kind of flows a little underneath, the sand will keep it together, and it will give strength to the tile. So these are the issues. And then you don't have to worry too much about breaking them.
When we started this project, we had a feeling it might not work, given how cold it is today. But it was a good way for me to learn what it's like and to see what the flowers look like in the resin. And I think that's actually really nice. So I'm excited about that. And we also know how to glue the tiles back together if we accidentally break any. Well, thank you so much, Papa, for showing us how to do this. And now we need to go pack.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fortunate and unfortunate.
Fortunate and unfortunate. You'll show me how to do this in California.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited. I just went and picked up the green tile that Daphne and I ordered like 3 weeks ago. It finally arrived, but now I'm in a little bit of a pinch because there was one moment when the two guys helping me load this into the car asked me how many people are gonna help me unload it. And I responded with none. And then they looked at each other and then looked back at me, and that's when I knew I messed up. So now I get to try to unload this on my own, but I'm really excited to see how it looks in the bathroom, and I want to see what it looks like next to both the travertine and the pink marble that we're thinking of using for an accent. So Daphne's father made a very good point that when moving these, you have to support them very carefully and keep the weight distribution even. Wow. Okay, well, I don't think I need to go to the gym today. Wow. Don't mind me. Now we can finally see what the green tiles look like with the travertine and this faux wood floor tile that we picked out as well. So this is the general color scheme. It's very natural and I like it a lot. I don't know. What do you think, Daphne? I think that's a yes. And you might be asking, why is this piece broken? That's not me. That's it arrived that way. And thankfully, they gave us those 2 pieces for free, which means we have some extra material to work with. So that's exciting. At this point, we're just waiting for the electrician and the plumber to come back. Once they've done their part, then I'm going to replace the floorboards and I'm going to try pouring a self-leveling cement mix for the first time ever. I think it'll be fine. I was gonna knock on wood. That's fake wood. This is wood. It's gonna be fine, yeah. So yesterday I was taking Archaea for a little walk in the garden here, and then I saw this, which is a bit of a problem. It looks like someone's been nibbling on the cypresses, and I asked Archaea, she said no, but I have a feeling it's the deer. Maybe the boar, but I don't know what boars eat. So I just went and picked up some chicken wire, which is gonna work as kind of a chainmail situation for these little guys. And I think that should work. Daphne did mention that she wanted to use essential oils around the garden to ward off bugs and other animals, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna put a little fence around these guys, and that should do the trick. Come on. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm sure in about 30 minutes I'm gonna be a pro at this. Well, I have a feeling this one's a little too tight, but it was the end of the chicken wire roll, so I didn't really have a choice, but I don't know. What do you think, Daphne? Is this one okay? Well, it looks like the water level in our fountain has started to go back down. Kind of expected that. We haven't patched anything yet, so the fact that it started filling in the first place was just a nice little temporary surprise. But we do plan on having someone come out to let us know what's necessary to patch everything up, and at the very least turn this into a pond sometime this year. But if we can afford to do so, then have an awesome fountain in the center. It would be nice if I had an extra pair of hands, though. Can you give me a hand, Daphne? Can you hear me? Are you ignoring me now? I told you, I'm sorry I ate the last of the chocolate. I'll buy more.
I'm gonna start crying.
So Daphne and I have been throwing around a few different ideas on how we can use this garden space. And I really like the idea of setting up tables and chairs on the far end and maybe having like a little kind of picnic type situation. What was your idea, Daphne?
We could probably start a whole separate business where we just sell earthworms.
Huh. Well, I think my last fence looks a lot better than the first one I put in. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the fences caving in on the cypress trees, though. They don't really have any kind of structure on the inside besides these little bamboo sticks. So I'll just have to keep checking on these, make sure they hold up. And we really need to build a fence. So we're gonna have to figure that out soon. And we're also gonna need to order some flowers for all of these flower beds. So I'm curious to know, what kind of flowers would you guys plant here? We still have a lot to do here in the garden before summertime, but I'm pretty excited.
Put flower petals in some of the larger holes in the Travertine.